sorry. I missed literally all of that because I was listening to the entire Amuse Bouche playlist again.
Fantastic. No, I was just apologizing for not having my head in the game last week, particularly towards the end of the session, and then commented that I'm sure my apology comes as a surprise to everyone because it was clearly not evident to anyone that I might not have been entirely focused. Like the moment when I just walked away from an NPC and let them die because, like, I don't know, there was no real reason. Yeah, I think somebody said something about spin, and I was like, oh, all right, I'll go spin over there, I guess.
I wondered what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
It
no,
was
I
the
just
craziest move a paladin has ever made that I've ever seen.
I mean,
Played so goddamn much.
right. The good news is that Zazarak is canonically not terribly bright, so at least it sort of played into that aspect of his personality. But the reality of it was Adam was just having a real hard time focusing and figuring out what was going on. So Zazarak was a little dumber than usual.
Yeah, what what else happened in session besides Zazarak letting a dude die?
Woo!
And fairly deliberately too.
Uh, Essentially, we continued to explore Argynvost Holt. We ran across a couple cadres of various kinds of undead, ghosts, spirits, whatever you actual mechanical designation they were, until we found the dinner table around which the uh, former leader, well, one of the former leaders, I actually do have his name in my notes. He's in my other kind of notes, so that's gonna take a minute. Never mind. It's
Godfrey Gwillem.
Thank you. Yes,
Holy shit, Tyler.
I was getting
I
there.
only got it because we talked about it this morning.
Whatever works. Uh, who called off the other ghosts around and uh sent us kind of. Gwillem is in charge, but there is another ghost of, and this is once again still in my notes as Valdemir instead of Vladimir. Let me fix that right now. Vladimir Horngard, who gave us the strike me down and I'll come back in another body to whip your ass. So we struck him down anyway, because that's time that he's got to take to go find a body and get all the way back here and all that jazz. And so we continued after that to explore, trying to find the holy symbol that was mentioned in the card draw from Madame Ava for Arium. Made it all the way up into the tower. There is a mausoleum behind the building we are in that we have not quite made it into, that we more or less believe to contain the body, except for the head, of Argynvost, the silver dragon. We know that the head is in Castle Ravenloft, and the bit that we were given, I believe, from Gwillem, was basically that they cannot leave to join us in the fight until we have brought the head back and put Argynvost to rest, something along those lines. Or they will go with us to get the head, but I think I had it right the first time.
Yes. Yes.
Basically, they cannot help us fight Strahd until we have gone into Castle Zarovich and gotten the head of Argynvost out, which is somewhat of a conflict with our timetable of returning to Kresk. We ascended all the way up to the Belfry, where I believe it was a glass medallion, a stained glass medallion, was hanging, which seems to be this symbol. We have no idea what it actually is or does, but I think picking that up was basically the last thing we did.
It would be cool if it was stained glass. It's platinum, but
Platinum.
yeah.
I thought there was something,
You guys are
some sort of design etched on it.
there's a crystal in its heart, and you guys are within a like the lookout that you are in is entirely encased in glass, so there might have been some
Okay, yeah, that's
brain overlap.
And this place was full of ravens.
Yes, full of ravens. So yes, you remain at the top of the tower, having retrieved this pendant. There was mention of going to the mausoleum, but it is up to you what it is that you do next. The three of you and Esmeralda here. Victor with Savid in one of the lower floors.
Well, I think we've got the time to take a look in the mausoleum if we think we need to. I'm planning once we're ready to go to kind of say my prayers and get us there quickly.
might as well take a look.
Yeah, you can head down there if you'd like. Let me make sure. Is there any path that you would like to specify that you take to get to the mausoleum?
I feel like we
On
can
the
swing
floor
by
you're on?
Gwillem and like check with him first,
Yeah, sure.
because we're trying to get these guys on our side. Feels kind of bad to be like, hey, we went into the mausoleum where your founder's body might be, and then find out we like trespassed on sacred ground or something.
Good call.
All right. Let me check. Do. Okay. I'll put you guys on the map of the floor. There you go. Um, stepping down below, following the stairs down the belfry, to the actually, to the manor's roof, where you can climb down more stairs and get to the third floor of the manor with its roof cave in. Um, and for those who might not remember, Sir Gwillem was in the room over here. Since that was mere moments ago for the characters.
And Horngard was, or
Correct.
dead guy. Oi!
The slumped bodies over the table begin to rise. The hands go to swords, but once again, Gwillem's hand stays theirs.
We met with Horngard. That didn't go well. He'll be back, but looking something different than he was. We was well, at least I was wondering about the mausoleum out back. Anything in there we should be concerned with? You don't want us stepping on, trying to be all civil.
A mausoleum is a resting place to be with those you mourn for.
Yeah, I know what a mausoleum is. I just meant, is it off limits, or can we have a look around? Is there something in there that needs to be driven out of there, like the giant spiders you got downstairs? Well, you had downstairs.
I believe
All
what
right.
my friend is trying to say is we'd very much like to pay our respect, but understand that it might be a delicate subject, so we thought we'd ask for your permission first.
Have it.
Very well. Now, as my compatriot was saying, is there anything in there that you need us to check up on or take care of or that you have been concerned about?
The doors have remained closed since the entombment of Argenvost.
So it sounds like that's a no on any expectations or concerns or desires you have us to take care of anything over there.
There's a
Now,
very gentle bow of the head and a small nod.
we do appreciate your graciousness and we are thankful for the opportunity to pay our respect. So, y'all, what say you?
Yeah.
Okay. The four of you can head back downstairs. Let's see where you guys are on that map. Ah, sweet. Right next to the stairway that you have just come down from. There you go. That
Fantastic.
We've checked basically the rest of this place, right? I mean, everything on the south side is collapsed. We covered the roof.
Yes, I believe we have. I think
Mhm.
where is Victor and Savid?
you're supposed to
Well,
be around here. Where
I
did I
think
put them?
I
Oh,
think
I
I
remember.
I think I would recommend at this point that they go outside and wait with Floof. Just strengthen numbers.
Okay. Yeah, you can find them in one of the servants' quarters. Or not the servants. The knights' quarters. And I'll just put them outside.
Victor, you tapping those kegs? Getting a little drunk while we're looking around?
I um, I don't. That doesn't sound like what I should have been doing.
Oh no, I mean I don't necessarily think so either. Although I'm not really judging. I just thought, I saw you in the vicinity. Thought maybe might have gotten a little parched, but no matter. Why don't you go outside and keep Floof company?
He nods and brings Savid's arm over his shoulders and helps him outside, moving quite slowly.
And just remember, like Floof and I can communicate up here in our heads. So if you need anything or have any questions, um, just let Floof know.
Oh, I do not think that I knew that.
Oh well, you do now. Very special creature.
A few minutes later, you get a sort of empathic question about the kind of earnest, weird question of where does this name come from? Where, the name you've given me, what does that mean?
So Floof is asking me this?
You could probably intuit that that is a question that has been asked of him that he is passing along with his own
Okay,
personal interest.
gotcha. Well, I mean, it's not complicated. The first time we met, I was but a child, and it's no secret that you are quite floofy. So, name just stuck. But look, why don't you think about it? And when I get back, we can, if you like, we can brainstorm new name ideas. You should certainly have a say in it.
You get the impression that that's not necessary, but there's like resolution to the question,
Wonderful.
and then a moment later, a more confidential inquiry that apparently asking questions to Floof does very little if the asker does not understand any sounds or communique that
Well,
the
yeah,
animal can pass.
I mean, I understand, Floof, but it was really both a little bit more about uh, giving Victor some reassurance that should anything show up on the horizon, that it wasn't just going to be the three of you, and that I mean, it might take us some time to get back, but at least we are in some communication, and that the warnings would not go unheard. Oof, that's not nice. Look. Yes, I know he's a little weird. I know he's a little creepy, but yeah, I mean, even you must admit he has made great strides, and so we are going to focus on the trend line. And that means you too, Floof. We have been a positive influence in this young man's life. Let's continue that.
All right. Which path do you take? You are currently still on the second floor. Um, is there a designation that you'd like to take for getting out to the mausoleum?
I mean, I think I'd walk down these stairs here,
Hmm.
and then if I remember on the first floor, we can just sort of from there we can just sort of walk through the back of the structure and get to the mausoleum. If not, like once we're down here, we can certainly do it if we walk to the south, the portion of the building that no longer exists.
No, that's about correct. You can once on the ground floor and in the entryway, making your way through the dining hall, you are within the chapel, which has a door out to the graveyard.
Hmm.
There is, however, as you as you enter the chapel, and the door being right here, uh, to to the to the graveyard, the cemetery. There is a bar that is placed across the door from here. It's easy to remove and not an issue, but this door has been barred.
That's good. Yeah, I mean,
Heading out.
I'll take the bar off the door and head out. As I do, I'll just sort of gesture over in the direction of the graveyard. Wonder, I do wonder where Horn God could possibly find a new body.
Tucked behind the mansion, you see the fog shrouded cemetery that is enclosed by 7 foot tall fencing of wrought iron. In the northeast corner stands the mausoleum. You suddenly feel like something is peering down at you. You can almost feel their eyes in the back of your neck as you walk out.
Look out, spider! Oh, no, sorry. Nothing's there. Just a little jump.
You also see that 5 of the graves that all have stone markers at them are dug up.
Oh. Although,
What's the problem? We killed him once. We can do it again.
how many people did Ludmilla have with her? Or bodies did Ludmilla have with her?
Or, I think.
Oh well, just curious.
Just stick to the path. Everything will be fine, right? Isn't that how cemeteries work? Don't bust with the dead.
Oh. Esmeralda's like walked over to one of the open graves.
I'll just look right in. I mean,
And there's nothing in here. There's the coffin at the bottom. But it's empty. It kind of looked like it's been I mean, like Zazarak said, it's punched out. Doors flung open.
Well, I would like to think that perhaps we have already dispatched the coffin's former occupants, but if that's not the case, hopefully they are off.
eh. I'll try to open the mausoleum.
You approach the 8-foot tall, 4-foot wide marble door, made of white marble, and leering down at you, you see tarnished silver-plated gargoyles shaped like wormlings. The above the
This big
door,
guy.
above the door, you see the engraving of the name Argynvost. I need you to make me a strength check.
Strength check. I am Rokea, so I have advantage.
All right, easily enough for you. You push the stone door aside. Do-do-do-do. The interior of the mausoleum is expectedly dark and dusty. You see 4 empty alcoves with raised floors on the cardinal directions of the buildings. Etched into the far wall is a verse that is carved with draconic runes.
Anybody speak whatever this is? This scratch? Believe it or not, I have a character that doesn't speak Draconic.
It's fucking incredible.
Wait, what?
I don't think Ember Prime does either, but still. Yeah, so if there were a dragon buried in here, he ain't here now. Right, you lot don't care. I will step out and close the door.
What are we? The thing we could do about that would be to go to Ravenloft, but that would be going to Ravenloft to steal a trophy from Strahd.
Yep. It sure will be when we do that.
Oh, that's we're doing that.
Some point. I mean, right?
Yeah, I
We're gonna
mean,
go back to Kresk. He's gonna show up. You're gonna trap him in a circle. We're gonna murder the shit out of him. Then we can go to his place. Am I the only one that remembers we're gonna kill the shit out of that man, right?
I would love to. I'm very worried about the safety of Kresk. His potential arrival is day after tomorrow, I believe. Which doesn't give us a whole lot of time. I mean, we have the gold. I can jump us around places pretty quick, but I don't fancy the idea of walking into Ravenloft and him being there. And also very
What?
mad at us. So I think
Why would we be going there? We're gonna trap him in Kresk, and
Yeah,
we're
we're
gonna
gonna-
kill the shit. I just said it.
Right. We're
I
gonna
just
murder-
said the bleeding plan.
I agree that that's the plan. I'm saying, like, it's possible if we wanted to try to get the soldiers of this place to help us in Kresk, we might be able to finagle time to get to Ravenloft and back, but that's considerably dangerous. And I'm not saying that we should do that. I'm saying it would be possible to do that,
So
barring not dying in Ravenloft.
So no, yeah. I mean, I think going there straight away seems problematic. I think I agree with Rokea that we trap Strahd in Kresk. While he's trapped in Kresk, we go to Ravenloft, get the head, reassemble, assemble the whole party together, hightail it back to Kresk, and then we kill the shit out of Strahd. That's what you're saying, right, Rokea?
I'm sorry, were you asking me?
Well, yeah, that's the plan as you outlined it, correct?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't know how sticky this trap's gonna be, but I don't
Yeah,
foresee
I
Strahd
would
being
I would
stuck
like
in it for 2 days.
I would like to point out above table, like that's Zazarek being an idiot. That's not at all the plan. I just suggested that we
Leave
trap
Strahd
Strahd
on
and
the fly
Kresk
trap for a
and
while.
then leave him
Yeah.
leave him in the fly
Yeah.
paper.
God, I mean, if that were to work, then Strahd is not a challenge, and we should just face him now. Like,
Oh,
I thought that is the plan.
I do
Face
not
him
think
in Kresk, in the trap. We don't leave him for 2 days. Oh, you see what I have to deal with, Esmeralda. You see?
I don't think that there's a trap that can be created by any of us that would hold Strahd for more than a few minutes.
Oh, so we're just going to trap him and murder him straight away. Oh no, that makes much more sense.
I mean, no great offense or anything, but I think I could get out of a magic circle trap if I were stuck in one and given a little bit of time.
No, I mean, I guess.
Well, yeah, they don't work on us.
Right, yeah.
Of course, you can walk out. It's not to trap you in.
You got a point there, but
Well, I guess it does make sense if the trap were that powerful, then hell, we could set up a dunk tank within the trap and make Strahd just sit in that and get some entertainment for a little while he's stuck. Piss him off something proper too. That'd be
fill the
fun.
tank with holy water, see what happens.
Hell, I bet Hornguard might like that plan. Quick, somebody get him a body. All right, so there's nothing in that mausoleum. I thought there was supposed to be a body in there.
There's nothing in there. There's recesses, but unless the bodies are buried within them, nothing there. Doesn't matter. I'll try to close the door.
Before you do, I just want to take a peek in here.
I close the door.
Right. Thanks to the sunlight, I have beautiful, beautiful sunlight with me in here.
Oh no! Where's Azarek? We'll never know. Oh, it's sad.
Zazarek isn't really doing any serious investigation. He's just sort of taking a walk around, taking the interior of this space in, and will at some point kneel down and sort of sit on his heels and just bow his head and offer a little prayer to the Twilight Rider that promising to do what he can to help find peace for Argon.
All right.
And then we'll get back up and start clawing at the door. Wait, Roque, are you holding it shut from out there?
No.
Are you sure? Are
Just
you sure?
push.
Oh, it's push. Oh, okay, I got it. I'll push the door open after having tried to pull it open.
I'm sure Rokea has to help you pry it free.
Probably.
But you can get through. Yeah. What a way to write out a character, actually.
Right. Passes away from starvation and is immediately revived as Vladimir Horn. Right. Got my body. Hey, this one's nice. Pretty fresh.
It's got a kick-ass sword.
Yeah.
All right. Back to Kresk.
I do believe so.
We should get the others. Maybe we go to Valaki first. Drop off Seven. Supposedly he's with that group. Although we was just there, and other than somebody being murdered, they didn't really say much about missing someone.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out when we get there if they recognize them or not.
Right, to Victor and Seven. We'll go pick him up.
Okay.
Is there anybody else we need to pick up? What about that individual whose home we dispelled?
Believe I mentioned earlier today, I can send them a message first thing in the morning.
Wonderful. Choice will be theirs then.
All right.
Victor, you will be happy to know that Floof was very happy with your company. Thank you.
Oh. He definitely seems surprised as he turns to face you. You see he has found a wandering cat and has picked it up. Just a stray animal.
All right. Well, I'm giving that cat a good hard look. Is this a live cat?
It looks like it.
Oh, now.
I was gonna say, I'll give it a week tops.
He does put it down as everyone else gets closer.
I see you found a friend. Fair enough.
All right. Well, all y'all can gather around, and I'll start incanting.
Gonna get you back to Valaki, Savid.
Thank you. Okay. "45 minutes pass as Zeldrin incants, and let's see. Are you guys still under your weight limit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many people can you bring along?
Me plus 6 people? Maybe me plus 10. I'll double check. I really should add this feature to my sheet instead of having to go find it every time.
Yeah.
You and up to 6 other creatures,
Okay.
plus their gear, including vehicles or mounts.
Oh,
So
that's
Floof
right.
is a
Floof
mount.
has never counted. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank God. All right. To Valaki. Just in time for the rain to roll in. Some of the fog is dampened and lowered some by the precipitation, but in exchange, you are now getting cold and damp. Zeldrin, when you take
This is perfect.
when you take them when you bring them here, do you go to like the city or do you go to the Vistani encampment?
I head to the the Dusk Elves encampment.
Okay. All right. When your gray mist disappears and you are seen almost immediately by the watchful eyes of the scouts, one is sent over to ensure that you enter safely. Is there anything? Is there any place you are headed directly at this point with them, or
Do they
any
have like a
questions?
medical tent?
Um,
Like
not.
there was the tent where the body was, but like that feels like the wrong place to go.
I don't think specifically, but recognizing one of their brethren, they'll call another. They'll call more allies over to help Savid get brought into safety and to get taken care of.
Somebody lose this.
You can see the relief that they have not lost another one of their tribe within such a short amount of time. Thank you for
Well,
returning them
about
to
that,
us.
technically we did, but we fixed it. I don't actually tell them that.
Yeah, they'll head off. They'll head off with Savid and get him tended to. Anything else here?
Go and speak with Casimir, see if he
Yeah,
wishes to return to Kresk with us.
yeah. He also, when we were here last time, he said something about getting into
The
the
crypts at
crypts of
Ravenloft.
Ravenloft. So seems we got somewhere to go together again.
Yeah.
Casimir has left for Kresk already.
Oh, okay. I thought we had planned to travel together, but
I'm pretty sure you guys had said to, like, you guys didn't know how long you were going to be. You were
Yeah, wasn't he taking the wedding dress?
yeah,
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
I thought I remembered us saying like, yeah, we'll definitely stop by and pick you up because that will certainly be fastest. But maybe I'm misremembering. Oh well.
I
I mean,
don't
if he's on the
recall
way.
that. Okay. I don't recall that. I definitely remember him saying that he could at least, after his funeral, take the dress to Kresk.
Yeah, I remember at that time like asking you like
Mhm.
how long that travel would take,
Oh.
just like on foot, and then I don't remember. I thought I remembered saying that like we would definitely stop back here and pick you up because that would probably be faster. But if he's already on the way, I mean, it's been about a day.
You guys have not yet long rested since oh wait, you can only do that ritual once per day, huh?
I can do it as many times as I want. I can do it as many times as I can pay for. Because like in tavern, we would do it like 3 times in a row.
Mm. I I believe you.
Yeah, there's no
Okay.
limit to how many times I can do it. I just have
Just
to
has
pay
to be
50 gold each time.
and the distance traveled within a day.
The distance has to be like I travel a day's travel in 45 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. Point still remains that you guys this is still like the day that you had left from Valaki. Um so
Okay.
it's been a day now.
Yeah. Um, did we discuss do we get to take a rest during the travel?
um I don't recall that we had discussed that, but
I remember you saying that we definitely can't get a long rest in.
that's for sure. And my inclination is to say no because you are, at very least, you are the ritual worker. You're doing a ritual for 45 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just referencing the line of the feature that says that, at the DM's discretion, all travelers get either a short or long rest.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I think we've brought this up before. I feel like my answer was no then, and I'm going to write down my answer no now so we can look back at that if we need to.
all right.
Okay.
Well, given that he is already gone, I will just well, unless there's anything else y'all need to do here, y'all ready to hit the road once more?
Nothing I can think of.
I do think it's that time.
All right.
Um,
Nothing. Hmm.
are, are we leaving all our gold in Valagi? All our treasure?
We had left that with Casimir. I figured we were picking it up now. Unless he's carrying it back, I sure hope he's not traveling alone on the road with a shitload
Yeah.
of gold.
No,
Yeah,
he had offered to keep it here because his people could watch it for you guys.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, where did you find all of that, if you don't mind?
Evil temple made of stone.
Yeah,
I say stone, it's amber, which is it's not stone actually.
pretty sap.
Amber. Yeah.
Real
Evil
pretty.
temple pretty sums it up.
Here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not like Valaki here, but nearby. Kind of up in
In
the
Barovia,
mountains.
yeah.
Mount Bar. No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. She kind of shrugs.
Yeah, it's kind of a long story. Well, I guess not. Evil Temple, where Strahd became a vampire originally, went there looking for answers.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we went there because Casimir needed to go there as well. He was looking for some secret that would let him bring his sister back.
And you found the place where Strahd von Zarovich
Yes,
contracted vampirism?
it was a temple filled with a lot of ancient malevolent spirits entombed and encased in
Hey!
amber.
The Great
Every
Tahawk.
single one of them were malevolent. That is not debatable.
The Great Tahawk, the five-headed destroyer, was a classy gentleman. Thank you.
He sounds to me like
Whoa.
someone who probably, ravaged and pillaged many places and destroyed many things.
That is slander, and I will hear none of it.
Okay.
While this argument is going on, Zazarak will turn his back, and as he's stroking his beard, will just say, "Oh, he don't mean you, lovely."
Look, anyhow, a lot of these spirits entombed, we discovered that one of the spirits entombed there offers the powers of a vampire should you perform some very dark deeds or some such. I think another guy was offering lichdom.
There were at least 2 offerings of immortality effectively.
Mhm.
Yeah. Temple was dedicated to a god of secrets, whom now goes by the moniker.
Oh, he's audibly choking. You guys can't hear it, but
I'm just searching for the name right quick. Remember, I don't write stuff down.
that's such an easy thing to not do.
True. Coronis the Sage at Sunset.
We also bumped into Rahadin, I point. And he was doing a
What?
ritual. Rahadin, I point.
Yeah, her finger, her eyes are like following your finger.
Anyway, he was doing some sort of ritual. We finished it and showed us that we can't reconcile Strahd. The only way to free Barovia is to do the finger across the throat motion.
Mm.
Kill him.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah. Nice and
And
straightforward.
no one else, and she points her fingers between the 4 of you. No one else made the same deal then?
Certainly not the
To become
same
a
deal.
vampire? I don't think I even can become a vampire. I think that's why I'm here. What?
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, no, none of
not
us
you, it's all
interacted in
quiet.
a way that would accept that particular curse.
Mhm.
There were a few lesser evils that some of us parlayed with, but nothing.
Also a very classy gentleman named the Great Tahawk, the five-headed destroyer.
He sounds like a charmer.
I will admit that good and evil are subjective, but I believe in my subjectivity that guy sounds malevolent.
I believe my subjectivity is the most correct.
You've never even spoken to the Great Tahawk. You have no
I
idea
do
what you're
believe I
talking
have.
about.
I spoke with just about everybody in there, but I will say I can't remember him particularly. He didn't stand out to me. He didn't make that much of an impact on me.
Rokea fakes a front. How dare you? All
So
right.
what did he give you?
I pick up a wagon.
Jesus.
Yeah,
He got incredible strength. My brother here got a beard.
Oh, so that is weird.
How dare you speak about Zizarek that way?
I
Oh, you
mean,
mean the beard is weird? Yeah, no, the beard is weird.
I've never seen an elf with that much facial hair.
I know it's hard for one to take in an elf with such glorious, glorious facial hair. I understand.
Yeah, it's the facial hair, not the fact that you look like a fucking pincushion. You're still covered in spines, right?
It's more hair. He has more significantly more
Yeah.
substantial body hair too.
I don't know what to tell you, Zizarek. You look like a pincushion or a hedgehog.
Well,
Do you gotta go fast?
isn't that just the nicest thing you've ever said to me? And I will give Floof scritches behind his ears.
You know, truthfully, it probably is. Yeah. I mean, I did tell you your brother was the pretty one, so that was kind of rude to say to your face. I mean, it's true, but especially now, that beard does you no favors.
Well,
All right, gentlemen,
Every-
shall we get
every-
on the road?
everyone's entitled to their own opinions.
I think your beard is quite handsome, brother. Let's go.
You just said it was malevolent.
Those
And-
two
and
things
Those
are
two
not
things are not.
incompatible.
Look
Look,
at me
I
getting you two to agree on
despise
something.
Rahadin.
Ah,
I despise Rahadin,
point.
but he's not bad looking.
What?
Honestly, I don't remember the description of what Rahadin looks like at all. That was just the first thing that came to mind.
Are we about to witness the birth of a trope that may follow in storytelling for eons to come?
At first, they were enemies, but then passionate love blooms on the
Hell no.
battlefield.
I will do everything in my power to destroy that person. He just has a nice chin.
Right, you'll do everything in your power to bring pain to that black leather daddy. I understand.
Jesus.
All right, I'm going to Kresk. Y'all can come or you can stay. And I will start performing my prayer of safe travel.
Prayer of
Wait, hold on.
antagonistic
One sec.
travel.
I gotta run into Velaki. I just need. I'm fast enough. I just need a few. Actually, you know what? I could probably get some here. Hey, you, and I will just point at a random one of the Vistani. I need like 5 chickens in a box. I need to travel.
10 gold.
10. Take it out of the wagon. Take it out of the wagon. You fuckers. Give me those chickens.
Pleasure doing business. As soon as you said boxes, I knew I could upcharge you.
No, I just meant I don't want 5 loose chickens. Like, I need
I
them in
know,
a
it's-
crate.
I know, it's very intelligent to have them in a box, but you know what? That's going to
No.
be effort they're going to charge for.
Now, I will say, I know you're carrying the box full of chickens, but I don't think that'll fall under your gear and equipment. let's see. We've got the three of us plus Victor and Esmeralda. You can bring 2 chickens.
I'm gonna put 5 in the crate, and however many chickens make it is the number of chickens that make it.
All right,
I
I was
already
just, I
paid
was letting
for
you
them.
know.
I
I
paid
was
10 fucking gold for this.
I'm just
I'm
letting you
not gonna
know.
let the
Only
chickens.
2 of them are coming with. You can snack
Maybe
on the others
you
if
seemed
you
pretty
wish.
unsure. You seemed pretty unsure of the specifics of this. We'll find out, won't we?
All right. I'm just trying to make sure you don't regret not having snacked. And I'll start the ritual.
I think we should, at this point, recall that I think Rokea lasts an hour, right?
Correct, but I have 2 uses per short rest now.
Okay, I believe you used one already today.
Yeah,
per short rest. Yeah, short
I've
rest.
used
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, Rokea won't make it all the way through this trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
Rokea will be Arium on the other side.
Okay. Where is? Oh wait, I moved it for my own convenience and then forgot about it. Kresk! Being out in the rain suddenly feels much worse as you arrive in the snowy hills of Kresk. Your damp clothes, not almost immediately freezing, but feeling like they are. You arrive just outside the city walls. Where are you parking?
Yeah, I mean, I'll stop the ritual outside the city walls, and we can head in on fort buy our own locomotive.
Dandy. All right,
How many chickens arrive?
I'll give you all 5 chickens. Now Arium is 5 chickens. Yeah.
I stand corrected. The Twilight Rider deemed it so that all of your chickens would arrive intact.
Yes. Well, they're not really people, say. So I imagine that if an entire wagon of goods could come along, well, chickens makes a certain amount of sense.
Does that mean the box is a vehicle? Not
I-
important.
So I could
Chicken
try to put
sidecar.
I could try to put little wheels on it, turn it into a wagon.
I mean, there were
It would-
5 of us, and so we
Ooh.
could just consider each chicken a mount, and then it would make it through all right.
Luffy didn't mean anything. I swear.
Okay, we consider 4 of the chickens mounts, and then one of the chickens is a creature, and it's all good.
The guards on the wall see you approach and go into the guard towers to pull the doors open for you. You are recognized in the city. Where are you headed? What you doing? It is late at night.
We call at the burgomaster's house and see if there's been any word of Victor's arrival or any news.
Victor arrived with us. I think you mean Casimir.
Casimir, yeah.
Yeah, might as well check in there, and then we can make our way up to the Abbey if we so desire.
Yeah, you can head to the Krezkov's house just within the city walls. Dmitri answers the door and brings you all inside. Informs you that no, Casimir has not yet arrived.
If I may ask, preparations have you considered for the imminent arrival of the Count? I mean, I know uh, it would be impossible to evacuate the entire town, but perhaps there is somewhere nearby that could serve as shelter?
We don't have any place that we could fortify. Uh, there is, of course, the more natural laws of forbiddance that prevent, we hope anyway, the Count from entering any household he is not welcomed into. But it's possible that might not even be strong enough force. Everyone has been informed of the threat. Everyone is as armed as their housewares may prepare them, and well, that's about the best we could do. The Abbey's not safe, even if it is a little bit more walled. It's even if it weren't for whatever it was the Abbot's doing up there, it wouldn't be a better place to hole up than each household. You're muted.
You know, given that the invitation for Strahd was to visit the abbey itself, uh,
As far as we're able to determine, it might just be the safest for everyone to stay inside, don't open doors, keep our curtains closed. Sounds silly, but as long as no one sees him, can't be charmed by him or anything, doors will stay shut.
well, and hopefully we'll be able to give him a full enough distraction.
And where is it you intend to lure him to?
I mean, I suppose we're heading to it'll be the abbey itself.
Yeah, that was my assumption. But Esmeralda, where do you think you might have the most success at setting up this stuff?
Well, I'd need a pretty big space. Not huge, but some 10 feet. A flat surface, best we can make it. It takes like a minute to prepare. It'll only last an hour. Anywhere I think that we could lay it in a trap. If it were too obvious, I think it'd be very easy to see and avoid.
Hmm.
It's
I'm curious.
possible.
I'm curious. Can you put the runes and whatnot on the ground and then cover it with something like a rug?
Yeah, yeah.
I think perhaps uh, the room where we first met the abbot and Vasilga might work well. I presume that is probably where the abbot plans on presenting Vasilga for the first time. Might be able to use that to position Strahd in a location either on top of the circle or close enough that we might be able to push him into it.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Fellas, you know what we forgot to do?
Hmm.
Stop back by and see if Blinsky managed to procure us a bowl. It was the same day. It probably didn't happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. That's not realistic.
Does remind me of something else. It's not terribly important, but you wouldn't happen to have any glue in this household, would you? Just some regular adhesive of any sort?
We might. What for? How much?
Oh, very small amount.
I'll see what I can find.
Wonderful. Thank you.
He comes back with a simple adhesive.
Much obliged.
Well, you're welcome.
Ariam, are you going to need any of this to put those wheels on that chicken crate? Turn it into a wagon?
No. Once I get this up to the Abbey, I will be relieved of these chickens, and everything will be fine.
Understood.
You're welcome to spend the night here once again, cramped though it may be. Is there anything else we might be able to provide for you in the meantime?
I think we're all good.
Not that I can think of, no.
All right. It's getting late, and for those of us who sleep, it's best we be getting to it. He takes Esmeralda and Victor to the two rooms remaining in the house. The three of you can either choose to spend the night in those rooms as well, but since you don't have to lay down and sleep, it's up to you.
Well, I will take a little time before trancing to remove my bandolier of Blinsky dolls. And I will then trim my beard a little bit and use the adhesive I acquired to glue the bits of trimmed beard onto the
Jesus Christ.
Blinsky Sazerac. Aren't you a handsome devil?
Incredibly necessary preparations for the coming encounter.
Yes, I agree.
If you should fall, how terrible would it be if this did not properly represent your likeness in the future?
Of course. I mean, look, the point of the bandolier is intimidation, but it only works if they are true representations of each one of us. If it's just the two of you and some random clean-shaven elf, I mean, it might work to confuse them for a moment, but the intimidation just won't be there.
All right. Let's take our 15-minute break. back to it with the faint rising of the sun over the trees. It is even more obscured than ordinary. The clouds that typically dampen its light seem thicker, heavier, and lower than yesterday. And even peering outside of the windows through your trances, as you each had taken turns watching, um, you saw heavy snowfall, which, as the night wore through, became heavier and heavier until you are certain that it feels as almost as if the house itself could have been swallowed by snow. In the morning, however, Dimitri gets up, gets a coat, and forces the door open through about 2 feet of snow that seems to have fallen overnight, and begins pushing and shoving, shoveling some of it out of the path of the door. It is still coming down, and you can tell, even peering through the windows and through the open doorway, that it will be difficult to see outside. Not impossible, um, but difficult. What's your plans for today?
I suppose we're waiting on Casimir, and past that, waiting on Strahd. Esmeralda, is there any preparation or anything you need to do, or um, you know, final technique perfections?
As she gets up and finishes the blessing and rituals over her clothing and weaponry and armor, um, she says, "I don't know that there's a lot more that I can do. It'll just kind of come down to execution. I have enough materials to do it once, but like I said, it will only last an hour. Do we have any way of knowing, or a watch of some kind, so that we will know when he's arriving?"
Well, Burgomaster, have you got, um, I suppose you have men posted at the walls and the gates. Um, is there any sort of scouting further ahead, or there's a good climb up the hill? I suppose you can see someone coming from a good ways away.
If someone were on the wall of the abbey, they could see and come down and warn the rest.
Mhm.
That might be the better option. Just so if he comes through Kresk and, I don't know, dawdles, she kind of gives um, almost a shameful darting glance towards Dimitri. Every minute he's here rather than at the Abbey is a minute that the charm will fail.
Suppose it would be good for you to be in place, ready to perform the uh, the circle as quickly as we can, as soon as we know that we're nearly there. Um, I'm trying to think of ways to get that information to you as quickly as possible.
Well,
Um,
I know this is sort of a long shot, but Floof and I can communicate telepathically.
I can do the same with McCormick.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So,
That's better than my idea of me being at the gate and then casting sending and then having to run my ass to you and hope I get there before Strahd does.
yeah, I mean, I think I can communicate with Floof as long as we are within a mile. That, I mean, the good news is that should be more than enough to give us appropriate time to get the trap set, because it's all dependent that Floof is. We are lucky enough to place Floof in the correct position. I mean, do we think that Stroud's just gonna be in a carriage and ride up the main road?
Well, we know he could just, fly in as a bat or a gust of wind and materialize in the abbey.
But
I think something that is important. Um, I think as many options as possible to halt Strahd in his steps is great. Um, this symbol that we acquired, it does have an ability that uh, uh, can attempt to force a vampire to stand still for a short amount of time. Uh, though there is no guarantee that it would work each time, and it is possible for Strahd to break free easily enough. Just it does not have as many benefits as the magic circle that you provide, such as uh, the immunity to frighten, charm, and possession and such, and all of that just might be able to halt him for a few moments.
He would still. It's still possible for him to break out of my charm as well.
Mhm.
But the more we have against him, obviously, the better.
Well, I think, just going over the spell again, like Strahd, if he is inside of the circle, he could try to teleport with a charisma saving throw, but he cannot walk out of it.
That is correct.
Yeah. Whereas the symbol of Ravenkind, he can make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw every turn.
Yeah, yeah.
there's no way he's got the stats to make that saving throw. We're fine. Oh, sorry, I was looking at my sheet. There's no way I have the stats to make that saving throw. Crowd got fucked up.
So we wait here for Casimir, then go to the abbey.
Yeah, I guess see what the abbot thinks of the dress. Apologize to Casimir for getting here before him.
All right. Is there anything that you choose to undertake in the next couple of hours?
Well, yeah, go for it, brother.
Well, I will send a message to the names. The woman in the house.
What?
Octavia.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
KBN, excuse me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will send a message to her saying that uh, we are not sure exactly when it will happen, but potentially tomorrow. Strahd may visit the Abbey in Kresk, and we intend to confront him.
Roll me a D100. Or sorry, a D20. Okay. Her response is, I can try to make it to you. That is very far from where I am. Do not know that I will make it in time.
How many days travel would it be to go and pick her up and bring her back?
Um, for you, it would probably be oh, hold on, I've got a calculator thing. I don't need to guess.
And like I understand like this ability is not like as the crow flies. It is, if I were to travel there on foot, how long would it take?
Okay. Two uses. Wait, hold on. Haha. Forgot I added time. Let's see. I think it ends up being 4 uses because traveling is assuming an 8-hour travel day. I think. Is there more to the thought? Okay.
Well, I suppose the question is, do you fellas think it's worth 400 gold to get Octavian here?
Not sure what else we would use it for right now, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah.
it's
I'm sorry. Go for it, Aaron.
Oh, I was just going to say it's a question of exactly what we believe Octavian's presence will do for us. I imagine that it's a significant effort on your part to retrieve them.
Just a very large car ride.
Yeah, I think ultimately the choice is yours. You putting in the hard work.
The risk is, if we set out right now, if Strahd arrives in Kresk earlier than anticipated within the next 4 hours, then we would not be here, and we'd lose the opportunity to be prepared should he arrive early. If it is the case he will be here tomorrow, that's one thing, but I fear the darkening of the clouds and the lightning bolt that struck down a tree when Irina left this plane. I do not believe that Strahd is. I don't know that we should trust that Strahd's not going to be here in 5 minutes. This has been aching on me and worrying me for the past, day and a half, and I was glad that when we arrived back at Kresk, it wasn't already in pieces.
Well, I think you make a good point, brother. Perhaps we should just hope for the best that should Octavian decide to attempt to join us, that she can get here in time, but leave that up to her. I would much rather miss out on the allyship than be gone from the Kresk when Strahd arrived.
I shall ask her if she would make her way to Kresk in her own time, and should it be that the threat is not resolved in the next couple of days, she will be more readily available for uh, future assistance. She'd still be able to set up her hidey hole here in town. Perhaps we'd even be able to convince her to house refugees should the need arise. But I don't think that it is necessarily worth the risk to uh, spend 4 hours going to fetch her.
Farewell.
All right, I will cast Sending once more.
Okay.
Sorry we were unable to give you a larger heads up. The news was sprung suddenly. If you could make your way to Kresk in case this ordeal is not finished in the next couple days, we would appreciate it.
You will have whatever aid I can offer you.
I'm not going to spend another spell.
All right. Any other considerations? Discussion?
Yeah, I'm curious. I am certain that Strahd knows that we are here, but should we just be out in the open at the Abbey as Zarovich arrives? Or should we try and make some effort to hide ourselves?
I think we do well to try to hide ourselves, but if we're in the dining chamber under the belfry, places to hide there are, well, in the belfry or in the cellar below, or with the bell views.
I don't think it's likely that many of us would blend in with the Belgians exactly, but I agree that we should be hidden. Definitely. I imagine Strahd is expecting the abbot and the poor thing that has been offered up. It's if we put one of these circles um, in the dining area, as has been suggested, and um, if it is the case that he simply walks right through them as though they weren't there, then that might give us a chance to rethink our approach should we decide not to engage immediately. That opportunity is lost if we are not hit.
I think those are excellent points. I guess we'll do what we can to try and hide. I imagine, as you pointed out, Esmeralda, that means either heading up or down the stairs, or some of us in one direction and the rest in the other. I mean, I guess also in theory, we could, if I remember that room correctly, there are lots of windows to the outside. Could hide outside of that room, plan on making an entrance through the windows when the time calls for it. But ultimately, I think that is a decision probably best made at the time when we're in the space. But it does sound like obfuscating ourselves is to go. All right, I guess we're in hurry up and wait mode then. Oh, we do need to decide on a location or locations for Floof and McCormick.
Hmm. Um, hmm. It's such a wide open area. I mean, I suppose I could leave McCormick here at the main gates to Kresk. I know it sounds odd, but when we were summoned, Escher did simply come in a wagon along the road. It is entirely possible Strahd will arrive by a far more mundane mean than we might anticipate from a vampire.
Very well. Um, I think I don't know. Maybe leave Floof up at the tree line out by the abbey, so at least he's up on some elevation. Might have the ability to look down and see people approaching if they're not coming via the road. How's that sound?
Sounds like a good idea.
All right. Wonderful. What say you, many vampire hunters? I look down at my bandolier. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Your day begins
I-
to.
I do have also these chickens to deliver. So, I know we will be up at the Abbey later, but I imagine I might as well. They're awfully loud.
Yeah, let's head up there. It's a and deliver them, and that's a perfect excuse to try and scout out a couple hiding spots.
Do you want anyone to remain behind in case Casimir shows up, or even just leave a message with the Kreskovs?
Yeah, let them know he's coming, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, and if he shows up, just send him onward towards the abbey.
Okay. All of you then can pack up your gear, materials, and forge your way to the road and center of town. That is somewhat populated with a few of the citizens, many of whom wear hatchets on their belts, but are predominantly using wide shovels to press the snow out of the paths so that people may walk the ways of Kresk. Um, you are so hindered by the snowfall that it's only about 30 feet ahead of you that you can actually make out anything clearly. And it takes some effort and mostly the use of the tree line within the city itself to even find the path that begins climbing the slope to the abbey. This at least doubles the amount of time it would have taken otherwise, and by the time you reach the gatehouses, uh, some of you are a little frozen. There is thick snow that has packed over the furs of your clothing, and the weight of the snow and the water in your clothing has begun to get to you. I believe you are all in warm weather gear, or else resistant, but regardless, uh, probably the most unpleasant trek you've had so far. As you approach the gatehouse, once again, you are not within the garden. Let's get you out of there. Um, you are once called to by Otto, who stands in the path um, as you approach, and his houndish head ducks, and he sniffs the air, and his eyes all over you, then falls on Arium.
Good evening, Otto. I have a little something for you.
He takes a hesitant step forward, and you can see his nose still twitching.
I simply ask that if you are going to consume them, you take the time to not do it right here in front of me. I'm a little squeamish about such things. And I will hold up the box of 5 chicken.
You see drool falling from his jowls, and his hands grab out at the box eagerly.
Yep,
Suddenly very afraid that this is like a don't feed them after midnight thing.
Give him the box.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he snatches it, and he immediately scurries into the guardhouse. The sounds coming from the gatehouse immediately are horrific.
All right, well, I will have penance for that at some point, I'm sure. Shall we? Otto is busy.
Esmeralda walks into the garden.
Ariam, would it be beneficial for you to, if I were to reserve a little bit of my ability to imbue a weapon of yours, like I have done with uh, my brothers in the past? The only reason I ask, I'm not sure if I'm able to uh, imbue your teeth. Um,
Arium pokes awkwardly at his conical teeth. I do have my trident, but if you have another use for that for that magic. Sorry, I'm sealing up a huge chocolate bar.
well, I certainly make use of calling down the radiance of the dawn like I have, but should it be that you would like a weapon that can deal a great deal of radiant damage, potentially, and blind the person you strike, I think that would also be a good use. Um,
Certainly.
all right, well, I will have that prepared.
Is everything okay?
Miles pulled down his poster.
Oh,
Hey, it's okay. Hey, it's okay.
Well, shall we to the Abbey then? Figure out where we intend to. I suppose check in with the abbot first. It seems.
Let him know the dress is on its way.
Also, I don't know, reaffirm our plan with him to assault the Count while he is here.
Yeah, I suppose. Making sure he's aware that, like, I'm thinking it might take some sort of, like, if Straw does not appreciate the bride, a backup plan, because I don't know if he'd be appreciative of us uh, interrupting his attempt altogether.
I suppose there is always the minuscule chance that this plan works and that the Count is suddenly so overtaken with feelings that he reverts, that the vision we have seen is wrong. I'm not going to hold my breath.
He's
But
filled with some sort of ambivalence that leads him to free the peoples of Barovia and return this location to where it belongs and denounce all uh, uh, control and ownership of the region.
I wasn't going to go that far, but yeah, something along those lines. I genuinely have no idea how the app thought this was going to work, but suppose we can reaffirm that.
I mean, I know how. It's insanity. It's plain and simple.
told you this place has a way of getting to people.
Apparently, it also has a way of getting to divine entities.
Right, you guys cross the garden path, come to the Abbey Gate, which is open. How would you like to proceed?
Knock on the door.
The gate doors are open, so there's.
Yeah, but I
Um,
mean, do that like knock on the open door thing. Like,
Oh,
hello. Want to
just
confirm still welcome here.
just out of curiosity, um, are we looking at undisturbed snow, snow that has just some footprints in it, or snow that has been like well traveled at this point?
good question. I think the path that you guys have walked up to the door here
Mhm.
has a couple of paths of footprints that lead mostly to the guardhouse, but also like one set of tracks that leads this way, up the path you've not yet gone.
Mhm.
Um, and then within the courtyard, you see more paths and tracks.
All right. Well, let's go pay the abbot a visit.
As you walk past the well, Zazarak, um, a slick gray green form lunges out of it towards you. Uh, just like grabbing at you, and you see a snarl of very tiny, short teeth.
Mhm.
Um, as some creature lunges for a bite, but does not get through your metal. Just sort of or through your leathers. Just sort of latches onto your arm and starts growling.
Whoa! Hey, look out! Y'all might want to give this well a wide berth. Hello there.
Yeah, you can shake him off pretty easily. You see kind
We
of a
are
toadish figure.
we are friends, not food.
A frog-like tongue flicks out and just licks his own lips.
Hello. Is there any chance I recognize this thing? Like, not who specifically, but like what the hell this is?
This looks like another Bellevue.
How
Oh,
fucking insane it would be. Is there any chance I recognize this thing? Oh, Jeff! Hey, man!
Oh, also critical to his appearance, he has 3 red spider eyes on the right side of his face, and
Nope.
his left, while grayish and green, is still mostly humanoid.
Nope. I,
Yeah,
I
he
I
just sort of
appreciate the
watches you all
information, but I
pass.
reject that note.
And a taloned crow's foot where his right foot should be. A frog's foot where his left hand should be.
Jesus. I
Yeah.
swear, every time we come here, the urge to cleanse this place is mighty strong.
they have volunteered for this, don't forget. This was their choice.
Mm-hmm.
Knock,
Zazarak,
knock.
as you approach, the door is mostly closed, but it falls open as you knock. You see the abbot, who appears to be in the midst of teaching Vasilka waltz steps.
Oh, my apologies. I'll certainly wait until you have the time.
Please come inside. And he guides her with one hand to sit down, and uh, gestures with arms for you to enter.
The bad news is that the wedding dress you have requested is not here yet. The good news is that it has been secured and it is on its way.
That is very kind and quite helpful. Thank you very much. Objects of great value are few and far between in Barovia.
Well,
Abbott, should this plan of yours not pay off in the way that you desire, what what is your plan, your opinion then?
Shall wait and endure until such time that there will be another stroke of inspiration.
Well, we have a bit of a backup plan, and we thought it best to make sure you were aware of it. Kind of looks around at everybody else that keeps talking. Um, Given this instance of a chance to have Strahd outside of his normal domicile, should your uh, ploy here be less than fruitful, um, we intend to engage with Strahd and uh, potentially put a stop to his reign uh, in a more straightforward way.
There have been mortals that have attempted such, and all of them now rest as martyrs and saints. I would strongly encourage you to reconsider.
It is the belief of my faith that to choose not to stand against the evils of the night is just as large of a sin as to perform evils in the night. I will not stand by if there is a chance of me doing something.
His smooth face creases only slightly as his brow furrows, and he says, I could not, I see, persuade you for your own safety, but I have very little I can offer in means of your defense or protection. And should there be cause for your own death, I have offered a favor to the people of Kresk. It could be given to the likes of you. It's not an offering that I can give conditionless. It
The
would
decision of
be
how your gift should be used should be left in the hands of the people of Kresk, not in us. I do not intend to plan for failure. I only mean to ensure that should a conflict break out in your uh, residence here, that I can trust you would not be fighting on the side of Strahd. That you would not be fighting for the status quo, but rather for an end to this nightmare.
I can assure you that my involvement in any conflict within Abbey of Saint Markovia would only be to forward her own intentions. However, I cannot promise that I should be available in a manner other than reactionary.
Well, Abbott, I will say that is disappointing to hear, but it is better than hearing that you would stop us from doing what we believe we must. As I said, it is my faith that uh, uh, believes inaction is as bad as the evil itself, but I do not push that onto others when it is not my place.
You say so.
Well, we have preparations to make for our backup plan. We would appreciate your input and approval.
Whatever may bring you comfort, I will allow within these walls, provided it does not bring harm to my wards or the sanctity of this place.
Must admit I am not clear on that second condition. I mean, would you consider potentially initiating violence against Strahd or any of his underlings? An affront to the sanctity of this place?
I do not think so. But I will not have you tearing its walls. I will not have the destruction of the religious artifacts that may remain here.
Understood. So respect the space.
He nods.
All right, Ixnay on the Ump J through the Indo's way.
As you say that, the bell above you begins to ring. A cacophonous sound that has Victor and Esmeralda immediately going to cover their ears. The abbot and Vasilka seem unbothered, and immediately following the ringing of the bell, you hear from the courtyard and from the other building within the abbey baying, shouting, and whooping as the Bellevues, the mongrel folk, are stirred into an absolute frenzy briefly. The ringing stops, the baying continues for a few minutes, but eventually pitters through and out, and silence falls again.
I will turn into Rokea.
And
Don't know what that is. Don't like it.
What is that indicative of, Abbott?
It appears the Cloven has determined that it is meal time for his brethren.
Ah,
Well,
I'm going to take the time to do this too. Just don't on me. Oh, good hell, 13 hit points gone. All right.
Wait, what? 13? Oh, on
Eight and
teeth
five.
and trident?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Ouch.
I feel like it's probably a good idea for us to fill you in not just on the theory of our plan, but on the sort of brass tacks as well. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we will be hoping for the best with regards to your plan, but we are definitely preparing for the worst. As such, we will do our best to remain hidden, or as hidden as possible, certainly at least out of the way, so that your introduction might go as well as possible. However, if we are informed about Strahd's arrival early enough, the plan is to use some magic on the floor, and I'll point right about here, that might assist us in binding Strahd to a spot should it become necessary. Well, it is something that, if I understand correctly, it washes off fairly easily once we are done with it, and we plan on covering it with a rug or something after it is placed on the floor. At which point, we will try and find places to hide. My guess would be either up or down these stairs and around the corner, so that we can at least hear something of what is going on. Oh. Is there anything that I have said that you have issue with?
To what location would you suggest that I and Vasilka await the Lord of the land? I will admit deception is not a strong feature of my character.
Well, my hope is that if y'all are sitting on this side of the table, you invite Strahd in, and they are in this location over here, that you can engage him in some conversation, and if need be, take the time to walk Basilka around the table, bring her to him so that he remains in that location. I
Will
believe. Yes, I'm sorry.
will this provide enough time for my own attempt at negotiation?
Well, if it does not, Abbott, then you are free to conduct yourself as you see fit. Uh, we fully understand that you are being gracious to allow us to plan for this contingency. And although I find it highly unlikely that your plan will work, I do acknowledge that the only reason any of this is possible is because you have extended the invitation in the first place, which gives us some idea as to when and where God will be. So, if it is at all possible for you to keep Strahd in or close to this location, then we would appreciate it. But if it is not, do not risk yourself or Vasilka. Quite frankly, your plan in an effort to do so. That sound
He
fair?
nods. He nods.
All right, team. Do we want to try and scope out a hiding spot or two?
Mm.
All right. So the tower above, or the belfry above. Let me check the other map and make sure I've got the scope correct. You have. Let's see. The stairs that go upwards extend. Where's my ruler? Show. Extend like this before reaching the second story. Um, that amount of space has some visibility to the lower floor, and I actually want to get rid of the dynamic lighting on those walls because you should be able to see. There you go. You have, like I said, that much space before you reach the top floor, and this end likewise this way until you are at the floor of the cellar. That's what you have there. Outside in the courtyard, you have all of the animal hutches that house any number of Belleviews. Then you have the significant other building that you have not spent a lot of time in. You also have the parapets, which could be vantage points for familiars if you choose to place them up there, that look down onto the city and onto the switchbacks leading up to the abbey itself. What are you thinking?
I mean, my gut tells me, like, not even all the way up on the second floor, just far enough around that sort of bend of the stairs that
Hmm.
I'm out of sight for people as they're walking in the front door here.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, if I remember correctly, you can't look down into this room from the second floor, can you?
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, being up on the second floor at that point just puts me further away. So my
Yes.
my
Yeah.
gut tells me, look, just far enough back here that I'm out of line of sight of anybody walking in this hallway, and then I'll just try and listen in. I mean,
Okay.
the other option, depending on whether or not these windows open, is digging myself a little snowdrift out here.
Let me see if those windows have any specifications. Um, hmm. This is the main hall. Let's see. Leaded glass windows. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that those. Well, they could be like push two-panel windows. I'd allow for that, I think.
So that's another possibility that I can think of. I don't know if anybody else has any ideas. I mean, the other idea I have that I like, but I like it because it's comical, is uh let's set up some armor in either corner here, right? And just have people standing in them. Fucking awesome.
Get a helm for Zeldrin and cover his face.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that'll distract from the other noticeable insignias and stuff on my armor that Strahd has certainly seen.
Yes.
The other like option that I'm thinking of is maybe like upstairs near where Esmeralda was bunking, because like that parapet looks down on the courtyard and we'd be able to watch from there, but that doesn't give us much of like what's going on in the room, and that's kind of important.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see what's going on in the room, and it would be quite the like trek to this room from there.
Yeah, I mean, unless we like just popped down into the courtyard and came in the door.
Yeah, but that's still a a story drop
Mm-hmm.
for those who don't teleport.
Yeah.
You bring that 10-foot table with you, Rogal?
Pretty sure it was 20 feet. 20-foot table.
Even better.
I assume there's a landing on the top level, like in this space, right? And that's why there's this dotted line.
Let me double check that one.
Or was that like a
'Cause that-
dumbwaiter?
Yeah, I don't think that was. I don't think that spot was. Don't think that spot was the landing.
Wait, are we saying I could be hiding a dumbwaiter?
You might be able to. Let's see. That thing, that square is a unrelated secret.
Oh.
Wait, secrets here?
Yeah, unrelated.
Hey. Well, I guess that just leaves the question at up the stairs, down the stairs, or around the building. You could hide outside. Wait, why is there another door out here?
Maybe a couple of us up the stairs and out of sight, and a couple of us down the stairs and out of sight.
Wait a minute, Abbott, what is this little door out here?
Oh, that little door right there.
Yeah.
Oh, you can like hear and see a mongrel folk in a pen in there.
Oh. My mistake. Sorry. Carry on.
Okay. All right. Anything else you guys are thinking?
You have this tapestry. We could hang the tapestry somewhere. I'm sure he'd never notice.
Hang the tapestry just in front of this staircase that leads down, and make it seem as though there is no staircase down.
Well, I don't think the tapestry's quite that big, but
Yeah.
Isn't it of somebody?
yeah, it's a Wagenbust, I'm pretty sure. No, wait, it's of a night.
Oh, well.
I don't
That's
actually remember. Let me get it out. Hold on. I'll pull out the tapestry.
It is the face of the individual you've seen some sculptures of in the household already. A like, how do they describe it? Kind of rough-haired man, very handsome face, um, aging, but with brilliant eyes.
Hey, Abbott, you know who this is?
He turns to look at you and says, "Oh, that is the founder of the Order of the Silver Dragon, Sir Argynvost."
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Probably not a good idea to put this up then and try to hide behind it.
Might seem a little out of place
Yeah.
in this abbey.
Do we have a different piece of fabric that we can use to hide the circle?
We could just set the tapestry upside down, make it look like it's a ornamental rug or something. No, that wouldn't work. The back of the tapestry is kind of noticeable.
Is there perhaps a throw rug
I mean,
around that we might be able to use?
Yeah, I was going to say, this entire abbey, there's got to be at least one rug somewhere. There was one up in the room you were using, right?
I could go pull something from the bunks up there, yeah.
Well,
Alright, she'll head off to go get that. Any other planning or considerations you guys are making currently? Or you guys think you kind of have it with hiding on the stairs?
oh, you mean the same hiding spot I chose when I was like 6 years old?
Yeah, I was gonna
And my
say,
and my
we
parents told me to go to
definitely don't
bed and I
have.
didn't want to? Like, oh, it's good. It's definitely gonna
Peeking
work
out
this
from the
time.
top of the banisters. Yeah.
Definitely gonna work this time.
Look, the whole point of hiding is not messing up the abbot's little presentation. I don't care about the abbot's little presentation. You know, I honestly thought we were just gonna be like sitting at the table, but I can understand why that's a bad idea.
That's kind of a power move, though.
Well, I mean, personally, I don't think it's the worst idea, right? Simply because we know already, right, that Strahd, it's not like he knows exactly where we are at all times, but he's got a pretty decent sense of where we are and what we're doing in this place,
Uh-huh.
you know? And so chances are that even if we're hidden, right, he knows we're here.
Mm-hmm.
The only
Yeah,
point
you
in
gotta
hiding
guess
is
that
so
the
that,
perception on that guy's pretty good.
right. The only point in hiding is that we're counting on him maybe knowing we're in Kresk, or certainly knowing we're in Kresk, maybe knowing that we're at the Abbey, right? But not knowing our exact location within the Abbey, right? But given the fact that he probably knows we're here anyway, there's something to be said for just sitting at the table, being like, hey, look, like, you know we're here. We know that you know we're here. So
Mm-hmm.
let's not. And it then lead it lends some credence to us if we just sit at the table and be like, look, the abbot thinks this might work. We're just interested in a solution, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're interested
Also,
in this, great.
if he knows that if we hide and he knows we're hiding,
Mhm,
then he knows something's up. You know,
mhm,
it's almost might be better for him to just know that we're here,
mhm,
and that might lull a different like sense of security rather than like him. Okay, they're planning to jump me. You know.
mhm.
Mm.
Right, yep. We get a little banner, hang it up here, it says intervention. Oh, that's good because I suck at hiding anyway. I'm
I,
big. My armor
think
makes
that-
a lot of noise.
I think that goes for at least me as well. But the only other thing about doing that, about just being in plain sight, is that if for whatever reason Straw sees us and blames us for the disappearance of his beloved, that he might attack on sight.
Well, good.
Yeah, I think we're okay with that, right?
I am.
Certainly am.
I mean, not okay with it in that that's what we want, but it shortcuts a lot of the other being patient parts that some of us are less inclined to.
Yeah.
Now, Victor,
Mm.
this new plan comes with a different type of risk. And I have no doubt, based on our travels together and our fights together, that you are more than willing and more than capable of engaging. However, no one would think any less of you if you felt uncomfortable simply sitting across the table from Strahd. You feel like, I mean, if you feel like you'd be better off attacking from range anyway and would like to take station at the bottom or at the top of the stairs to give yourself a little bit more distance, like I said, no one would think less of you. Hell, some of us might even think more. But ultimately, the choice is yours. I'm happy to have you sitting next to me. I'd be just as happy if you decided to hide somewhere else. Choice is yours.
I have come this far. It is smart to not be seen, but that is not always a strong suit for myself. I think it will be well enough to sit with you.
Wonderful. Looks like we'll have a full table, Abbott.
I had to resist the impulse to have him do a gay little clap and say he was going to go make something special, but that's definitely not this person.
Oh, put the kettle on.
Miles!
He's not asleep yet.
He just turned the light
Christ.
on. No, the light goes off. It's bedtime. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, here, climb in.
No, like, look, I just heard about y'all hiding from your parents when they told you to go to bed and you didn't want to. So
Usually he has the decency to sneak out of his room.
He pulled that move already tonight. I don't think you noticed.
Oh.
Okay.
apparently he's pretty good at it. We could use him for this plan.
No, but Max noticed, and Max is distraught.
Excellent point. Excellent point.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been very excited about you guys doing this move for this structured encounter for a little while, and I've had. Oh God, I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm so very excited. So as your preparations expand, Esmeralda spends as much time as she can practicing, but this will do nothing more to like actually aid in the creation of the spell. Um, uh, Eventually, about early afternoon, um, Casimir trudges through the snow up to you, almost entirely unseen, um, being uh, capable as he is in hiding within the wilderness. Uh, he has the wedding dress that the abbot takes to dress Vasilka in. The blankets from upstairs, you have a way to arrange them such that it will not be subtle, but it won't be transparent. It should be sufficient for what you are going to use it for. Floof has been posted up on the hill. Is that right? In the trees?
It is. I was actually just thinking about reaching out to Floof,
Mm-hmm.
and given the limited visibility, I'm just going to ask him, can you see anything up there?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's sort of what I thought. I think it might be better if we positioned you down here as either an additional set of eyes into the room or additional eyes in the courtyard so that you can alert us if any of Stroud's cohorts arrive or are causing trouble. You think you can try and make it down here?
Absolutely.
Right.
Do you have a preference for destination?
Stay away from the well in the courtyard, Floof.
Let's see. Let's get Floof's token on here. Oh, why is he tiny? Too small. There we go.
Oh, so that's what happens when all your hair gets wet. You really are, Floof. Yeah, I think I'll basically tell Floof to just sort of keep his distance in general from things, but I think sort of further out, you can sort of see out the gate here.
Okay.
See if yeah, I think that's sort of.
All right. That would be pretty obviously visible from the gatehouse, from the main gate, if that's something you're concerned about. But I don't think that this is the
Yeah, at
worst
this
thing.
point, not really. I mean,
Okay.
we're all going to be in plain sight anyway, so.
Okay. He has full view of the Bellevue with Bat Wings, who is chained to a stake and is like circling the stake and occasionally trying to like fly away.
Um, I'm, I may have Floof make himself a little snow bunker.
Little instant igloo.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other things people would like to say or establish for uh before the day sets in?
Just making sure I remember right. Casimir did arrive, and we got the dress and everything.
Yeah. I gotta get Casimir on here.
Is Casimir, are you comfortable sitting here at this table if Strahd were to arrive? I know uh, you more than any of us have good cause to be uncomfortable in that situation.
Of course. if this is an opportunity to slay the demon Strahd, then I should be here and avenge my family.
All right. Well, I just wanted to check in on that. Glad to have you here.
Okay. The shadows from the sun above almost do not move as the weather continues to press down and impede all interpretations of light. Do we have McCormick on watch? What's the
Yeah, he was supposed
yeah.
to be at the main gate to Kresk.
Perfect. Can I get a perception check from your little crab?
Is this the same day or the next day? The same day, right?
I'm gonna get the perception check first.
Where in the hell is my crap sheet?
Player tools should be.
Oh, it's at the top. That's why I can't find it.
Damn me trying to make it convenient. Whoa.
Nat 1 -1, baby.
Yeah, let's get those out of the way early.
The snow continues to pile outside, nearly burying your little crustacean. And several times he has to claw himself out so that he can see out into the forest and into the mists. It is so gray that it begins to become hard to see when it becomes dark. The sun eventually falls. The candles on candelabras begin to shrink and pool. Fire in the hearth turns to embers, and it becomes dark and late. And as you all, in your anticipation, anxiety, Casimir, Esmeralda, and Victor all begin to show signs of not only disquiet but exhaustion. Esmeralda, on occasion, even nearly falling asleep where she may stand or sit. The roar of hoofbeats nearly crushes, once again, McCormick in the path through the city. And you are only just alerted to the notion of an object at great speed being pulled by two massive horses through the city gates. He didn't even notice that they were opened, just that suddenly this carriage, all black amongst the stark snow, pulled by armored creatures, is galloping through the city at an incredible speed. Is there anything Arium says at that point? does upon receiving that message. Hello?
Hey there.
Hello? Ted, are you with us?
I said, am I muted?
Okay, no, I can hear you. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Is there anything that Arium does upon receiving signal? Like, what do you do upon receiving signal?
I will alert everyone first off. Just he should be here soon. He's definitely coming in. Like,
Okay.
well, McCormick passed something along. It's hard to say what he saw though.
As late as it is, Esmeralda immediately shakes herself awake and begins working her magic, pulling out silver filings and chalk, and begins to draw quickly as she can.
Do you think you're gonna have enough time? Do we need to try and stall?
No, once this is down, if they make it here soon, it will be prepared. But I only need a minute to get it down.
Ah, understood.
Any preparations any of you make?
I already did mine.
I'm going to cast Death Ward on. I'm going to cast Death Ward on each of the three of us.
Whoa. On the three of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice knowing you, Victor.
I only have so much magic.
No, I hear you. I
Apologies.
hear you.
Okay.
As long as I am up, someone else can be revived. And as long as the two of you are up, I feel more. I feel better about my chances of staying up.
Well, and if you go down, it won't be for long, brother. I got you.
Understood.
I think that activating the Sunblade would be a tad too aggressive for right now, so I am going to sit tight.
Okay.
I want to just ensure that the symbol of Ravenkind is like tucked away under my armor a little bit and not just like out in the open.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
And Roque is stretching the banner of Sir Arganvoss out for all to see. Just, hey, get fucked, dude.
Using it as a runner on the table.
All right. Esmeralda finishes her charm.
One last thing, I
mhm.
will just let Floof know. Let me know as soon as you see him.
Okay. You see the silver filings almost shake as they settle into their place, and she throws blankets over top. A few more minutes pass. Feels like a while. It's hard to determine how much time actually is moving, as anxious, terrified, or set as you all may be. Floof does hear and then eventually see the figures coming up the garden. There are 4 in total. No, 5. My apologies.
All right, everybody. 5
5
people
people
incoming.
or 5 carrot? Okay.
5 figures. And I will put on. There's a. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. The first to arrive within the view of all of you are 2 undead soldiers wearing steel helms and tattered raiments that enter the room first. Their skulled features rather shaded by their helms. Oh god. Both carrying staves. Following behind is a familiar noble figure with long, dark, curling hair, sharp features, and red, glowing eyes. He walks with an airy confidence into the garden and the courtyard, and halts at the entrance here. Snow begins to accumulate on the furs of his coat, um, but then drifts away as it just pools around his feet. The abbot stands and says, "Welcome, Master Zarovich, and guests." And as he steps over the threshold, on his arm you see a woman who is entirely in heavy red robes and with brown hair that sort of spills out from under her hood. Her face is fairly pale, and she wears dark coloring around her eyes. And there's a creepy little footman that is following them. That's what you see.
A creepy little guy.
Yeah. Master Zarovich, we have been expecting you. We are grateful for your dignity and respect of the people of Kresk. Please, I have spent many moons assembling something that should be of fine interest to you and your household. And as he stands, he holds his hand for Vasilka to take. She does so and rises. Her very delicate form, tall, lithe, and in the lace of the gown, um, as disturbed as you may be of her, there is a supernatural like wonder and some beauty to her visage. Um, it is only your own comprehension of what it is that she might be and the sad existence that she leads that turns your stomach upon seeing her in the dying firelight. I see that I have many acquaintances in your number this evening. I am intrigued by their presence with us. He looks down and gives a a wry smile to the woman on his arm, who has a glint within her eyes as she makes eye contact with him. The two of them step forward again and pass their guardians. You see, as he walks, a sort of boastful movement to the shoulders, uh, and the shine of sharp teeth behind his lips as he smiles and says, "It has been some time since we have had time to speak. Please, might I ask, for what purpose are you here to welcome me to the Abbey of Markovia?"
Is he speaking to us or is he speaking to the abbot?
He's very clearly looking at all of like the rest of the table.
The extras here.
Yeah.
Well, we have to solve it. You have arrived with an entourage, and in anticipation of that, thought we would do our best to make the receiving party match.
He nods. It is generous. He sort of gesticulates extending his hands, um, in a way that you hadn't really seen him. He hadn't seen him as animated the last time you spoke with him. Um, and he says, "You and yours are here to extend a welcome to the household of Ravenloft and his hand reaches out towards the abbot, who says, "Vasilka. She has been called Vasilka. A pleasure." And he bows, and Vasilka curtsies in response. The two step forward once again, and he says, "Perhaps it is a moment for introduction. You should all come to know as well. My wife Anastasia, it is understanding that she is standing in place of another this evening. There has evidently been an unfortunate incident with another of our house." The red eyes look over each of you, not with malice, but just watch.
I assume you referred to Ludmilla, who attacked us in the street.
It is. It is indeed a loss, but one we may bear. And he smiles again to Anastasia on his arm, and says, "But there are proprieties here, I believe. Is it the case that you have waited to dine in anticipation of your guests?" He puts a hand on his chest.
Well, we
have waited and continue to wait to see how you respond to the abbot and his offer.
I see. May we? And he gestures towards the chairs. The abbot nods, and the two step forward where the circle is placed. You see the fabric laid across begins to burn as the runes and sigils underneath ignite. And you see in his face a twist of concern and then suddenly alarm, which is mirrored in that of his companion. And as the circle activates, I think we're going to have to call session here, and we'll roll into combat next week.